For those of you that want to be the Obi Cubana of your village, give money one of your local government. Come and watch this video before you build a house, whether for renting or to buga. Come and watch this video to learn a lesson, and please share this video. It's not just about building a house, it's not just about buying a car or buying a land. It is to do it with sense. All right? This video will teach you sense. A lot of us are making mistakes that will last forever, that will live forever. Just watch this video and get sense. Oh yeah, let's go.
There was a guy who I met in 2002, and he said he had 3 properties: one in Bagada, one in Sulere, and one in Ogba. But he lives in Yaba. And so I told him, I said, "So why are you not living in your own house?" He said, "Living in your own house is luxury. That instead he will build 4 flats and live in one and let other people live in the other 3. And the 3 people will be sustaining his lifestyle. Instead of build a mansion with the space he would have used to build the 4 flats."
Sure.
And with more people that I came to meet, sensible people, I found out that some of them were living that life. There's a guy who has 2 properties in VGC. Egbonshege has 3 properties in VGC. He lives in a studio flat in Ikoyi.
Wow.
Now, everybody in VGC sustains his lifestyle.
Okay.
So his investment is growing, and he said he doesn't like tying money down. He said instead of buy a property and you are living in the house like you are Adenuga, why not build that property into blocks of flats? Let several people be paying, and then you find one place that's convenient. My other early learning for with real estate is buying land. There was a quote that said, "My son, buy land; they don't make them anymore." Well, except in Lagos where there's some few. But anyway, it's still land all the same. And from all those experiences that I've had, it then made sense to me to make sure that I did not lose track of the fact that any property you buy now will continue to increase. For instance,
Sure.
I was telling a guy some 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago, just after COVID, 2020, he had done some businesses and he had about 180 million, and he wanted to buy a Range Rover. And I told him, I said, why not just buy a Prado? Buy a fairly used Prado, Tokumba Prado, and buy a property with the rest of the money. He said, no, that he wants to buy it. I said, just do it. Then later you can then buy the Prado. So he listened to me. So he bought 2 properties in the Ikeja axis for 65 million. And he renovated and then let them out. His friend who wanted him to buy a Range Rover too sold the Range Rover. That's 3 years after, 2020, last year. Sold the Range Rover last year for 30 million.
Oh, wow.
That he bought for 132.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Okay, now the properties that he bought for 65 are now being valued for 130 each.
Wow.
So that's how you know that in real estate just keeps giving. Even if the value depreciates, it will not depreciate more than what you bought it for.
Correct. Real estate keeps giving. I think we've gotten something else. The fact that, because most times when we sell properties, or what we get to see, buy, you can live in for your children. But you just stated a very salient point, which is, the example you gave, the person lived in a flat and then
let the other house work for him.
Exactly.
So the thing is, what he even says is, unless his tenants go broke or the property is demolished by the state government, he's on basic salary every month. And then he also does something. He taught me something. Instead of when they pay you money, you just begin to spend it. So they pay him money, he puts it in a fixed deposit and pays himself something every month.
Wow.
And then he's also still looking out for any other development that he wants to buy. So, and this guy has properties. He's bought land in several places, 10 hectares, 15 hectares, in places that development has not hit yet. You understand? There was a place he bought land, and he found out that the place they sold the land to him has sharp sand. And so in the last 5-7 years, the amount of sharp sand he's bought there is more than the money he bought the land with.
Oh my God.
So that's it.
Oh my God.
And he then told me that he found out that some people were talking about dredging the front of their waterfront. and he went to meet them, and they've agreed for him. And if people have checked to find that they have sharp sand in there, so he's going to buy a dredger, put the dredger and dredge sand from that place to this place that he's been selling sand before, and he's in business again.
My
So
God,
it's
there's just so much.
there's so much you can do with real estate. It's a thing a lot of people need to learn is that if you build a property for commercial use, build as if you're the one that will use it. That's what makes you get value.
Okay.
That's a salient point. It's an evergreen advice that I've gotten from people who have built before, and this is from Okoya Eleganza. Build as if you are the one that will stay inside. You find that there's some real estate in this Lekki axis.
Yes.
When they finish building, the people who take over the property would have to renovate, change this, change that. I have a place on Orchid Road. It's 14 terrace houses. My wife and I decided that we're going to do that. But when we did it like we will stay inside. So most of the things were imported. We'll see. You see, and then some people make the mistake of doing tiles. Instead of do plain tiles, it is always advisable to do plain tiles. But some people will go and do tiles that have flowery designs on it. After people have lived in the house for like 4 or 5 times, some tiles, the flowers are dead. It's now autumn where the flower is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's dry season, some other places because the paints are all not, the designs on the tiles have faded. But if you had something like
tile.
Exactly, it just takes a bit of tips. Like you build a house, you do a kitchen, because it's a kitchen, do oil paint. That way you can wash the kitchen. You use a rag and clean do a finish on the kitchen table so that you can just clean the table. But a lot of people do not take those into cognizance. So that's why the man advised that if you build a house, build like you are the one that will stay in, then it will last. Business of meeting needs. Yeah.
Make sure you are in a business of meeting needs. I think that's where revenue comes in. When you meet a need, you make money.
That's why they say that if you have a habit or a talent or a hobby or a skill, and you do not upgrade it to a level where people then pay for it. So your talent or skill, unless you upgrade it to a level where people pay for it as a service. So you must upgrade it first to a service that people would need. That's when you make money. But if you do not upgrade it to a level where people need it as a service, then it's just a hobby.
I think.
So if, for instance, you know how to sing, and you sing and people are like, oh, the voice is wow. And every time you say, oh, the voice is wow, you've not commercialized it. People just appreciate it. But it is the day you then take it and put it on sale that people can say, okay, I need you for my wedding. That is when you get value from it. So it is how you upgrade it to the level that people then need you for service. And most times some people have those kind of talents and they do not activate them. And the story of the 3 talents then comes to mind. If you are given a talent and you do not activate it and use it, and bury it,
may be taken from you.
It may be taken from you and it will be wasted.
Exactly.
You see somebody who is desperate to sell land. Oh, they say the land is, you go look at the land, you know the land is worth like 300 million. People say bring 80, 90 because you want to desperately buy the land. You're too desperate to cross-check. It's not even just going to allow us to check whether the paper, find out who had bought in that area. Call them. I see that you're the one that owns this land here. Who did you talk to get your own and perfect your papers? How did you go about it? Sometimes the person you go to will now tell you, oh, that place belongs to General so this place belongs to this.
Exactly. So
there are like people who buy, who get involved in certain properties, some real estate businesses, and do not take into cognizance the length of time they will construct and develop the property, the unpredictable economy, cost of doing business, and the fact that government policies can change at any time. Have a guy who built a shopping mall somewhere, and next thing they told him there was going to be an expansion of the road. He fought a bit, but when you then go back and look at it, you will see. And this is the time they were expanding the road to the airport on that Ajao estate stretch. It's there that it may take 20, 30 years.
Exactly.
The road will be expanded.
So there was an existing plan.
Yes. There's a route for the coastal road. The coastal road has been there. And It was just that the government was wasting time to do it. But if the government takes 20, 30 years to, if you know that, don't encroach on it. Truly, when you look at the real estate sector, if people follow the rules, they can't go bad. You can't go into bad business. Just follow the rules. Yeah. Whether it's your lawyer, whether it's your agent, if you follow the rules, everything will be okay. You had people who the other thing is that our law system, our judicial system is slow. This land belongs to you, you know it belongs to you. Because the other person has money, they keep adjourning. And so the money you had planned to invest in the place, you were planning to invest about 150 million. And in another 3 years, you get out of it. You tied the 300 million down. It's not appreciating. And then the other person makes sure that you don't get judgment. And this money that was tied down then affects you in other businesses that you do. Until justice is miscarried and the guy is given permission to continue doing everything. You've lost money, you then continue to engage lawyers. If you sometimes you find that some people even die without actualizing their recovery of their land or properties. The children then continue.
Continue, exactly.
Then after a while, they then say, okay, you guys settle out of court. And then say, okay, we have built these 12 blocks of flats. It's hard to then, okay, let's just pay you off the property. It's if the legal system works, some people will not get their fingers burnt.
Let this video be a lesson to you. Before you buy a property or before you build a house, let it be built for commercial purposes. Don't just build a house you want to live. Build a commercial property where you will live in one part and leave the rest for other people to live in. At the end of the day, you'll be earning income while you are still living in your own house, not just to build a house because you want to booga, because you want to be a big boy. At the long run, you will regret ever building that house. So make your house an income earning venture. Make your house a business. Even while you are living in your own house, let it be a business. Let it be an income generating venture. Don't just build it and begin to booga and think that you have arrived. You have not arrived. You have to build a business that will live for your children. Because let's say something happened to you and you are gone in that your big mansion, your children will not be able to maintain that property. What you will see is that they will sell it off. But if you are living in that property and you are renting some part, you build some block of flat, at the end of the day, they will be generating money from there and be maintaining the house. You get the sense? You don't get sense. You better learn sense now and stop wasting your money on building mansions so that they will be calling you the e-money of your community. You don't need that title at your level. Without make use of your money very well. A lot of us are facing this. Let your house be a business for you. Let your house be an income generating venture for you. Because that your large property, your children cannot maintain it after you are gone. They will sell it off. I have seen a number of people that their children could not maintain their property, the house they are living, their big mansion, and they sell it off. Why? Because you did not train your children how to make money. You did not train your children how to do business. So because you have a big house does not make you a rich man. That is a liability if your children cannot maintain it after you are gone. Or if something happened to you, they need to do prayer and fasting to maintain that house. That is a financial mistake. So I hope you get sense inside this video. Please let it serve as a lesson. Someone who has done it and is working for him is teaching you lesson. Better listen. Please click on that follow button and please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more video lessons like this. This is the kind of video I do. I'm not coming to do comedy for you. I give you video that will teach you sense. Please share this video and give me a like and comment.